So lately we've been getting a lot of questions on our YouTube channel. And you know what? I was like, let me put a video together. Let me just answer a bunch of questions all in one. We're going to go one by one by one. I'm going to see how many questions I can go. All right. It's March 21st. Okay. So I'm answering questions from March 21st and back. All right. And I'm going to see, I'm going to mention you. I'm going to say your name. I'm going to say your question. And let's see if we can answer. All right. If it's a comment, I'll say the comment as well. You know, if you're just supporting or if you're asking a legitimate question, I'm going to serve you today. All right. So be paying attention. If you commented, if you left a question below, you didn't get a response, well, I'm going to go ahead and respond today. It's very challenging to reach out and connect with everyone. You know, I've got my paying clients, you know what I'm saying? The people that are really, really in it to win it. And then I got my, you know, people that I give to, right? And they don't even know what's coming. I'm just giving to them. And then I have, you know, fans, supporters, people that watch the channel. They're still, you know, checking me out. They're like, hold on. Who is this guy? I don't know you. You don't know me. Got to build some trust, right? Got to get to know, like, and trust the person before you start, you know, paying people different types of, you know, money and things like that. All right. So here we go. David Rives, Denzel, as you are paying down additional credit, not the debt weapon. As the cards go down in minimum payments, do you just pay the minimum amount and add the savings to your debt weapon, or keep the payments the same? Great question, my friend. So he's saying we have a debt weapon, right? Whether it be the line of credit or the HELOC, right? And we've made a chunk towards a debt. Let's say it was a credit card in this case. All right. So we made the chunk. If the balance wasn't completely paid off from that credit card, you know, let's say it was like you owed 15,000 on this one credit card, and we did a 7K chunk, right, towards that credit card. He's asking, okay, if the minimum payment on the credit card was this, and now it's much lower, do I keep the same payments or drop it down? Okay, in my personal opinion, since it's the same debt that we're tackling, right? Since it's the same debt, you might as well keep the same payments, okay? Because either way, right? But hear me out. Before you get confused, hear me out. I'm going to recap. Line of credit's here, credit cards here. We have a debt. We made a chunk. Brings the balance down. Whenever you bring the balance down on a revolving debt, the payment changes, okay? It becomes smaller because the debt is smaller. So when we're doing velocity banking on the line of credit, right, we're paying the minimum payment, okay? Whatever the minimum payment is, right? It dropped, okay? We're paying the minimum payment, right? Now, as he's doing velocity banking over here, okay, we're going to dump all income in, take expenses out, pay the minimum payment on the credit card those coming months, right? And then we're just positioning ourselves to create that next chunk to wipe out the credit card. So I think I had to just correct myself right there, right? Which is, we're not paying the original minimum payment amount. We're going to pay whatever the new monthly minimum is on that credit card. This really only applies to credit cards, because loans, car loans, mortgages, payment stays the same no matter what. But with credit cards, if we're chunking from a line of credit to a credit card and we don't pay off the whole balance, then we're going to just continue to pay the minimums on that, as well as if you have other credit cards as well. We're going to pay the minimums on those. We need to direct all money to the line of credit. Why? So that we can get that chunk ready much quicker, right? A lot faster to wipe out that credit card. All right, let's see. Next question. Kimmy K says, you're an amazingly smart young man. And I might add, very giving. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I wish I had known all you teach when I was your age. I get that so much. People saying that, if I only knew what I knew then, right? If I knew what I know, I don't even know how it goes. I just know that, you wish you knew what you knew back then so that you can apply it now and, you'd be a millionaire, right? Chris Invest says, thank you for sharing. I've been working on my passive income sources. My most recent being my YouTube channel on personal finance. Okay, got 180 subscribers. Chris Invest. I'm gonna check out your channel. Hopefully it's as successful as yours. Liked and subscribed. That's awesome. I just liked, gave a heart. All right. Kayet999. Hi, great contents. Why did you recommend zeroing out your chunk in 6 to 9 months? What if it takes longer? Say 15 months. My friend, the reason why I recommend my 6 to 9 chunks, right? The reason why I got to 6 to 9 months anyways was based on the person's income, cash flow, debt, and expenses, right? So I'm never going to have to worry about this what you're saying right here, the 15 months. So let's say, for example, my cash flow is $1,000. My income's $5K, my expenses is $4K, and I have a $10,000 line of credit. Okay, here are my options. Either I'm going to do a 66% chunk from the line of credit, or I'm going to make a chunk based off my cash flow times 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, right? And I make the chunk towards the debt, save a bunch of money on interest up front, right? Because all that interest on that loan, that mortgage, that car, all that interest is front loaded. So the faster I pay it off, right? Which is why we're making chunk payments, not periodic extra payments every month. We're making that chunk initially so we wipe out the interest costs, and then whatever interest I pay on the line of credit gets offset, right? We offset it because we're dumping all our income into that line of credit and getting massive results. Would you agree? Okay, so I hope that's clear. Henry Flores says, the exact game plan I have in mind. Great content. That was a video on how to create activity income. You should definitely check that out. Okay. Joseph, Denzel, quick question. Do you think I could get another personal line of credit, say $20,000, and use the personal line of credit to pay down my HELOC by chunking $15K at my HELOC balance every 4 months based on my cash flow? Would this make any sense doing it this way? Thank you for any advice. From first glance, if I'm a beginner at velocity banking, the last thing I need to do is confuse this damn concept any further than it already is, right? The last thing I need to do is make it more difficult. Okay, the concept is already complex. It already doesn't make sense, okay, to use debt to pay off debt, right? Just from first glance and from a beginner. So I would say no, right? I would say no. Now, if you are a master, okay, you're a Yoda, right, at velocity banking, and you have a business, and you have multiple flows of income, and you've got different debts, both on personal and the business side, yes, it makes sense to have multiple debt tools, right? A debt tool on the business side, a debt tool on the personal side, like a personal HELOC, personal line of credit, business line of credit, business, I don't even think they do business HELOCs, but business line of credit, and business credit cards, and then personal credit cards. If you can handle the movement, okay, because there's a lot of mechanics behind velocity banking. If you can handle that, yeah, go right ahead. If you think it's confusing just by asking the question, I wouldn't even go that route. I'd be like, nah, man, listen, you can get the line of credit. You can add it onto your arsenal of debt tools, right? But, I'm for one, which is, I think I can go a lot faster when I'm focused on one thing at a time. So I hope that helps. Sun Joku 1234 Ninja. Okay, that's my buddy. I'm a student from the classroom that you were teaching about money and life. Oh yes. Okay, so if you didn't know, I volunteer at local middle schools and elementary schools, teaching young students ages 9 to 12 and up about how to establish a kingdom, the fundamentals of money, building wealth, discovering your purpose in life, your vision, things you want. Yes? Let's see. Sylvana Serrano. So, are you using cash flow as well? That adds up to $5,500. I thought cash flow is how I am paying back the line of credit. Can you clarify that for me? Okay, so she's asking a question specific to a video. She's really more concerned about, when I've made a chunk from a line of credit, where does my cash flow go? And how does the cash flow, go back into the line of credit? So she in one of my examples, she might have gotten confused, like wait, where'd my money go? Right? What you got to realize is whenever we make a chunk from a line of credit, we're using the bank's money first, and then we're paying ourselves back. Right? Which causes us to not owe anything on either side. Right? Especially if we do it just right. And not paying any interest. Matter of fact, we save interest and we make money in the process of paying off debt. Okay? So to clarify, all cash flow, all income, all expenses, before you use your cash to do anything, all that money goes into the line of credit after making the chunk. Then you make a transfer from the line of credit to your checking account to pay bills periodically throughout the month. And then what's happening throughout the month is you're getting a paycheck every week, every bi-weekly, every month. So you replenish what you use, therefore you pay nothing in interest. Sound good? If I have a car loan without a mortgage, can I just double up on my payments? Example, $700 every 1st and 15th of the month. Let me read that one more time. If I have a car loan without a mortgage, can I just double up on my payments? Gotta be honest with you, I don't know if I understand the question. If I have a car loan without a mortgage, what does the mortgage have to do with anything? If I have a car loan, there's no mortgage, can I double up on my payments on the car loan? I don't know, boss man. I would say if I have a line of credit and I'm, doing velocity banking, trying to make chunk payments, I'm not worried about the monthly payment. The monthly payment gets satisfied through the chunk, right? And I just keep paying the monthly payment as it is. I'm not sending my cash to the car loan company. I'm sending my cash to the line of credit first, and then I'm using that money to then pay the car off. Mr. Cruz, hey D, I'd like to know a method in doing velocity banking after you have opened up an LLC. They say you cannot mix or intertwine your business self with your personal side, or you will be piercing the corporate veil. The corporate veil. Maybe you could do a video on how to pay yourself from the business or vice versa. But in the case of putting all income into a HELOC in which 3/4 of it's from rental or business, how can I do so while also trying to build business credit? Do I link business checking account to the HELOC and personal checking as well for personal expenses? All right, let's break this down. Very, very simply, because I'm experiencing this myself as a brand new business owner, legitimate LLC, okay? Yes, when I make money, I have all my money go to my business. I don't get paid personally. Got all my money going to the business, okay? And then I have an LLC taxed as an S corporation where I pay myself $2,000 a month, okay? So that's what my tax lady said to do. So I'm just going to follow her. And if things go south, well, you live and you learn. But $2,000 a month, my company pays me. Since I don't have any personal debt, I then use personal lines of credit to then throw that money back into the business, fund the business to make investments, okay? And then I'm able to write off the interest, whatever I pay on those debt tools, okay? But in his case, we've got personal debt, we've got maybe business debt. Now, the idea in a lot of cases is people, what they try to do is shift personal debt to the business, okay? And when you do that, you're able to write off interest costs and you're able to get more deductions. Now, it's very interesting how exactly that works, okay? I would have to really, I probably would make a video on this so I can get all my details and make sure I'm saying the right thing, but I know it's possible. I haven't really explored it for myself simply because I became debt-free like before. So I really don't have any more personal debt. I'm acquiring business debt on purpose so that I can make investments, make money, do all that good sorts. And yes, it's very important to separate yourself, personal from business. That's what I've done. I got the business account. I got all the money going into the business account. I'm building business credit so that I can obtain a business line of credit, business credit cards. And then when it comes to living expenses, I'm going to do everything in my power to shift all my expenses to the business side. And then whatever is personal stays in personal. I'm paying myself personal income, right, to pay personal bills. And the tax on that personal income is self-employment tax. It's a hell of a lot cheaper than personal income tax from like a W-2. Stevenson Juliet, how much on a line of credit should I use if I want to buy a $40,000 to $60,000 house with income of $1,400 a month? No expenses other than utilities and car insurance totaling $250. I can live off ramen noodles for a few years if I need to. All right, this is a radical person. All right, if you're radical, if you're willing to get in the dirt, get in the weeds, right, and live below your means, like 50% or lower lifestyle based off your income, they're asking how much on a line of credit. Well, it depends on how much the line of credit is. Say, for example, you only got access to $5,000 or $10,000 because your income's so low, right? I don't see you getting approved for a line of credit at a big amount. You know what I mean? I got people making $7-8 grand a month. They can't get approved for a $15,000 line of credit. So I would simply say, hey, you know what? Let's see what you get approved for. Whatever you do get approved for, I would only use about 66%. You figure if your total expenses are $250 a month, then you have over $1,000 in cash flow each and every month. That's not bad. That's not bad. I can roll with that. I can roll with that, And when it comes to buying the house, well, obviously it's usually what? If you're a first-time home buyer, you don't need to put down like 5%, or if you want to throw down like 10 to 20%, cool. You make that first chunk, right? You start paying yourself back on the line of credit. You do velocity banking. Dude, we got that house paid off in like 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years. Had that thing wiped out. And then we turn around, get a HELOC, go invest in real estate, and we 10x your income, right? We want to be able to 10x your income, right? $1,400 a month is peanuts, right? We need, especially in the United States. I don't know where you live, but we got to definitely maximize, try to grow our income, all right? If you want to join my team, listen, we can try to make some money together. We can build a team together. We can teach others how to build a kingdom. I can't do it all. I'm going to need a team. So I got resources in the description below where you can join my team, right? You can teach people about how to protect their kingdom legally. You can teach people how to acquire tax-free assets. Okay, you can teach people how to build business credit. A lot of resources below. Check it out. Check it out. We're gonna cut it here. That was enough questions. That's about 20 minutes. Where I'm gonna do this periodically. I'm gonna answer more and more questions. So submit your questions, and let's see how we can add more value to your life. Okay. As we wrap up, I want to let you know I will be doing an event On November 9th, I'll be a vendor, possibly even a speaker, who knows, okay? I'd love to see you, all right? You can register below. There's a link below to register for the event. If you show up, if you're my client, okay? If you register and you show up, right, and you're on my Patreon, right, if you're on my Patreon or if you're a client, I will hand you a shirt, okay, in support for you showing up. We'll possibly even do a dinner together, okay? I'll see how many clients actually fly into South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, at the Broward County Convention Center, right? And we hang out for the whole day. You're gonna meet my mom, you're gonna meet my girlfriend, some of my best friends, okay? Some of the people that I work with. We're gonna network, learn, grow our kingdoms together, and we're gonna see what we can accomplish together. I wanna be able to do a dinner right after the event. We all group up together and we're like, oh wow, you're Denzel's client? Oh yeah, I'm Denzel's client too. Oh, right? You never know. Listen, like minds think alike. All of my clients literally fit the same profile. It's a mom, 40 plus years old, has a job, wants to start a business, wants to become financially free, wants to not have to cook, clean. They want to do those things. They don't want to have to do those things, right? You want to be able to gain your authority over the household and influence people and become a kingdom leader, right? And help others and mentor others, right? All the same profile. So this is going to be a great event. All right. So Women Empowerment Expo. It's going to be powerful. You're going to be inspired. This is going to be a couple thousand women there. We'll see what goes down. All right. So I hope to see you there. Have a wonderful day and God bless.